Alright, the Akuma ranked grind starts now. I'm not gonna upload my placement matches because you can see that I placed Diamond 3, so there's no point in making you watch all of that just for me to get placed in Diamond 3. Unfortunately, I was on pace to get placed bars into Diamond 5, but I lost my last set. I got 2-0 in my last set. And I was just making some really dumb decisions in that set. And it's really frustrating because the rank system in Street Fighter 6 is so bad. And it's definitely one of the things that I really hate about this game. Because just because I lost those 2 games, right? Because I was making some pretty dumb mistakes, right? I'm not saying I didn't deserve to lose those 2 games, but it put me in Diamond 3 instead of Diamond 5. And the difference between those 2 ranks is absolutely massive. I mean, it takes, like, even if you go on a win streak, even if you never lose, it takes, like, 1 hour to get out of your rank. It takes, like, 1 hour per star. So Diamond 3 would take me an hour, Diamond 4 would take me an hour, Diamond 5 would take me an hour. And that's assuming you don't lose any games. And that's one of the things I've always really hated about this game. So, yeah, just because I lost those 2 matches due to some dumb mistakes, I'm now placed in Diamond 3. And the difference between Diamond 3 and Diamond 5 is literally hours worth of gameplay. Now, I'm not complaining because it gives me more time to play Akuma, you know, learn Akuma. But also, I really would just like to be master with Akuma as fast as possible so I can start playing the highest level of players so I can really learn Akuma. But I will say, throughout this journey, I've been struggling the least with Akuma than any other character. I've been ranking up with Akuma faster than any other character, and I've played Akuma less than any other character. I have under 100 matches played with Akuma in total, and I believe that even counts casual as well, and I did play a lot of casual matches. So I'm ranking up very fast with Akuma, and that's because I think Akuma is just a very good character. But as I said before, not only is he a good character, but for once, he is a character that just makes sense. And that was my biggest problem with the DLC characters in this game. None of them made any sense. Their routes just didn't make sense. And a lot of characters like Rashid and Aki, no matter how good you think those characters are, especially Rashid, you can't lie. Things that should just work do not work with those characters. And I can say that for all 3 of the DLC characters before Akuma. Things that should just work do not work. But I can say with Akuma, even though he is pretty good, he also just works. Things that look like it should work, work. And I can't say the same for the other DLC characters in this game. And that just makes me really happy, because even though Akuma may be a little different than he is in other games, they didn't change him to the point where you have to do rocket science to figure out a consistent route, you know. Because, like I said, I remember Rashid, I believe it was like drive rush, heavy punch, medium punch didn't work or something like that. It was something really strange that just like should work on every single character, and it didn't work. And it just made converting off of things really weird. It was something like that. I don't remember what it was exactly because I haven't played Rashid since the week he came out. But, I mean, Aki was also the same way. There was some very weird, like... Anyways, yeah, I really appreciate that with Akuma. And because of that, I've been able to just rank up extremely quick in rank so far. And I can confidently say that, oh, by the way, look at that beautiful play. Bait out a fireball by jumping and then use the landing of the jump to time the demon and go through the fireball and murder him. I was screaming when I hit that, because the demon, I'm not going to lie, the demon's kind of bad in this game, I want to say. There's just no reason to do the demon over a level 3, but for plays like that, just because the demon is bad doesn't mean it's not hype, because oh my god, is it hype in this game. And arguably, I would say it's even hyper in this game because of it's rare. It's a rare move. You're not just going to want to pull out the demon, because the demon does less damage than his normal super, his normal level 3. Not only does it do less damage than his normal level 3, you can't combo into it unless the opponent is standing. So it's a pretty useless super, but for dealing with fireballs, it's really good. And you can also do some very cool mixes with it, but it's pretty high execution to do those, I would say. But yeah, it's a little useless in this game, but I think that makes it even better because it looks insanely cool and it's going to be insanely rare. You're not going to see the demon every single game. I've probably landed like, I mean, again, I haven't played Akuma that much. I've played less than 100 matches with him in total, but I've probably landed like 3 or 4 demons in all of those games. I've played like 80 games with Akuma, I think, but that's also counting casual matches. So, yeah. But with that being said, I landed like 4 or 5 demons in those 80 games. So, it's not a really good move, but again, it looks amazing. It's super hype. I really like what they did with the demon. I like the fact that the demon is bad in this game. Or, not, I don't want to say bad, but it's definitely worse than normal. I like that because it just makes it much cooler. And I like that it kept its invincibility on projectiles because that is like the perfect place to use it in. Also, you know, they took away the invincibility on strikes, so that's another reason why it's not great. But to be fair, you could just do his normal level 3, right? So there was no reason to take away his strike invincibility because he already has supers that are invincible anyways, right? And it's like, think about this. Demon is no longer invincible on strikes, right? However, his level 3 does more damage than the demon and is completely invincible. To me, that seems like they purposefully made the demon worse because they want to make it more rare. That's what that sounds like to me. Because, like I said, his level 3 does more damage than the demon. It's just that... And it's completely invincible where the demon is not. So, I think they made the demon worse on purpose to make it more rare and more exciting. And I can really get behind that. I really do like that. And I really think it's completely obvious that they made the demon worse on purpose because of what I said. Because his level 3 does everything that his old demon technically could do, right? Except it's just not unblockable. So yeah, I do like that. I like that mindset. Because the demon in this game... The demon in this game is one of the best supers I've ever seen in a game ever, right? It is one of the best supers I've ever seen. And the fact that you're not going to see it every game, you probably won't even see it every set, just makes that really cool. That super is not going to get worn out, and every time you see it, it's going to be hype. Unless something crazy gets found, you know. But I doubt it. I think it's going to be a super hype super, and they designed it that way on purpose. Because the demon is Akuma, right? That is his thing. So, making it very special on purpose, that's just cool to me. I like that they did that. Yeah. I will say, though, his air fireballs are very confusing. I found a way to consistently beat them, but if you don't know, okay, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But if you are drive impact range and you see Akuma do an air fireball, just drive impact and he will land directly into it for a punish counter. I don't do this every game, but every time I've attempted this, it's worked. So I think that you can just literally drive impact air fireballs freely whenever you want. But the thing is that no one's ever done it to me. So I don't know if I just got lucky or if just nobody knows. But yeah, anytime that I drive impact and air fireball, it always lands. Always lands. So yeah, I don't know if that's the way to beat it, but in my opinion, it's worked every single time I've done it. So either I've gotten really lucky or just no one knows about it. Because like I said, it never happened to me yet. And to be fair, I have not watched people play Akuma that much, so maybe people already know this. It's just that in my experience, no one's done that to me. But even without people doing that, by the way, that should have hit. That guy got robbed. I feel like that should have hit, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I wasn't close enough. But yeah, the air fireball just seems kind of bad, and that's a little sad because it's Akuma, right? But I like his entire moveset, besides the air fireball. His air fireball seems a little bad. I do like using the air fireball, though, because the delayed landing really throws people off. It's just that the recovery is insane on that move. Like I said, it has so much recovery that if you see someone do an air fireball, just drive impact, and they will literally land into it every time, from my experience. I should lab that out more, but I haven't really been able to do it that much. But yeah, so far I'm having fun with the character, ranking up really quick, way quicker than any character I've ever used. A lot of people were saying that his low HP would be a problem because, okay, look. My favorite fighting game content creator is Maximilian, right, by far. But I'm gonna have to be critical here, okay? Capcom gave him early access to Akuma, and he was pretty much the only person playing Akuma early, and he had Akuma, what, like 2 days before he came out? So everyone was getting their Akuma information from Max, right? Everyone was. And I'm gonna be honest, he said two things about Akuma. His main thing that he said about Akuma was he's a low damaging character, and his low health is going to keep him from being insanely broken, right? His low health is going to be a problem for him. And that was his consensus on what Akuma is as a character in Street Fighter 6. And I can't lie, I think that was completely wrong. And again, I watch all of Max's streams, you know, I enjoy watching him play these games. But I do think that if you're gonna give early access to someone, I understand that Max is the biggest fighting game creator, but I kind of didn't like how he was just saying how he felt about the character, and it just wasn't true at all. Because I was thinking that Akuma was going to be a struggle character, because here's the thing, Akuma always has lower health than everyone else, right? That's not new. It's just that he was really talking about how low his damage was. And I just don't think that's true at all. I think Akuma does probably more damage than most people in the game. If not, he is perfectly fine on the damage department. And there hasn't been a single moment where I felt that his low health costed me a game. So I understand that he was playing Akuma offline because he had him early and he had to play him offline because no one else had the build of the game he was playing, right? So it can be hard to come to these conclusions. But yeah, I think that if you watched him play, and there's a big chance that you did watch him play because he was the only person that had Akuma. Only person that had Akuma for days. And you know, he's the biggest fighting game content creator. If you watched him play and you saw him say that, and you were like, oh, well then that means Akuma's gonna have to really work for his wins. So far, early week 1 impression of Akuma, he don't gotta work for nothing, okay? He is good. Best character in the game? I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't think anyone knows who the best character in the game is right now because of these patches, this new patch. But what I can say is, he's top, maybe 5, top 7-ish in that range minimum. I think it's hard to say that Akuma is bad. I think it's hard to say that Akuma isn't top tier. And I think it's hard to say that Akuma does a low damage, and I think it's hard to say that Akuma's health is holding him back. So, yeah, I don't think any of those things are true about Akuma. I don't think he does low damage. I don't think his health is a problem. In fact, I think he's one of the best characters in the game. Best character in the game? I don't know. One of the best for sure. For sure. So, yeah. That was something that bothered me a little bit because, again, no hate to him, but he was the only person in the world that had this access early, and you know, he was able to essentially show the entire Street Fighter community what Akuma does, and I just think that his early predictions were straight up wrong. I'm here to say maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, you're watching the gameplay. I'm not really struggling here. And the reason why I'm struggling, or the reason why I'm not struggling, he does good damage. His health doesn't really affect me in any way. So, anyways, like, sub, definitely going to hit Master with Akuma. And, yeah, peace. Stay tuned for more Akuma. Stay tuned for Slayer and Guilty Gear, and then Lydia and Tekken.